Hi, Coach Tony here. And on today's video, we're going to talk about what to do when life gets hard and things are not going your way. And essentially, you're manifesting the things that you don't want into your life and more of them. What do we do? Well, there are two main things you can do that'll help you shift immediately away from that energy and into better flowing energy. The first one is pivoting, and the second one is the present moment. We're going to go a little bit deeper into each one so that you know exactly what to do when life is not going your way. Okay, so let's jump right into today's video here for you. The first idea is called pivoting. And I talked about a powerful way to pivot on the previous video that you just saw. And we're going to talk more about this though in depth. And I want to give you an analogy that you can use that'll serve you very well. If you can think of your thoughts as like trains, and you can think about like a train of thought that you're having, well, if it's a train of thought that is not in the right direction and it's like victim based and you're just beating yourself up or you're like things are just not going your way, and the 3D physical world is showing us lots of evidence of the opposite of what we want, well, it's easy to get into a thought train of, oh man, this isn't working, doubting yourself, all sorts of thoughts, right? But I want you to recognize that as a thought train, okay? Because usually there's more than one thought that is related, that's flowing in that direction. Because what your mind is trying to do is just show you evidence of whatever you're seeing, actually. And it's going to prove to you why life sucks in that moment. And it's going to give you lots of reasons why. But again, we want to remember the 3D reality has already been manifested. It's the result of how you've already been thinking and feeling over the past several days and weeks. So, what you're getting right now in this very moment in time is the result of who you've been and what you've been thinking and how you've been feeling. So, what we want to do is not judge that, just understand it's just a result of our past thinking. So, what we want to do is pivot onto another train. If you can think of lots of different trains can go in lots of different directions. And again, your thought trains or your train of thought, if it's negative, it's only going to lead you to a negative result. We want to think in terms of, all right, we're going to buy another ticket and jump into another train. And that train is going to take us to a better place, a better destination, more positive, and more towards our desires. So you literally have the power to just pivot any moment in time. And there's lots of ways to do this. And I'm going to be sharing several of them towards the very end of this program with you. In fact, this program is designed to be 33 days long because the last 3 days, we're going to be talking about lots of exercises and tactics and strategies that you can use that'll give you new perspectives on things, that'll help you apply what we've been talking about throughout this whole program in different ways. So stay tuned for that because that's coming your way next week. Okay. And those are very beneficial. I go back to a lot of them all the time, actually. So I think they're going to serve you well. But for this idea, just understand that your train of thought, if it's going in a negative direction, what you can do immediately in that moment is think of something that's actually going right in your life. And it could be as simple as something like breathing, right? There's always air around you to breathe and oxygen, fresh oxygen for you to breathe. You never have to worry about that, right? There's always water that you can drink. And the idea here is no matter how bad things seem, there's always something good that you can find. And it's up to us to find it, to be more aware when we're going down a negative thought train, to shift it for ourselves into a positive thought train. Really, that's a really quick way to do it. But the second idea I want to share on today's video is infinitely more powerful because it can interrupt any pattern that's going on. And it has to do with the present moment. When we're on a thought train, it's usually a past programmed thought train that we've been thinking. And whatever the circumstance we're seeing in our life is showing us, it gets triggered by that. In other words, it's from your past self concept and your subconscious mind. It's the beliefs and the thoughts you've been thinking on a regular basis are contributing to those thought trains that might be negative. So, what we want to do is understand that that's just the story that we've been telling ourselves, and that's just the program that's playing out. And if we can quiet that and just come back to the present moment, it's likened to slowing the train down all the way until it stops. And then you get off of the train when you get completely present and you're not thinking and your attention and focus is not on any of those other thoughts Okay, so it's a way to quiet your mind. And the fastest, best way to do this is simply putting your attention, all of your attention, onto your breathing. Okay, because you always are breathing. So if you can put all of your attention onto your breathing, okay, and you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we often go to box breathing, is what it's called. And it's 5 seconds in through the nose. Okay. And then you hold it at the top with your lungs completely full of air. And then breathe out, exhale for 5 seconds, like you're breathing through a straw. And then you hold it at the bottom for 5 seconds with no air in your lungs. All right. And if you focus on that box breathing pattern, 5 in, 5 at the top, 5 out, 5 at the bottom. That's why they call it box breathing. And you could do it in different increments as well. In fact, sometimes it's 4 seconds in and then 6 seconds out. So there's different ways you can use box breathing, but try the 5 seconds because it's a really good baseline to start with. And what you can do is you're going to put all of your attention and focus on your breathing. And what I want you to do is just follow my voice for a moment, and I'm going to just guide you through how you do this for yourself. Okay. So if you've been on a negative thought train, right, what we're going to do is just recognize that thought train. Don't judge it. Just understand that it's just part of our past programming, and that's okay. And what you're going to do is just push the pause button on life, so to speak. And we're going to come back to our breath and just focus in on your next breath. Okay. So take a nice deep breath with me here right now. Hold it at the top. Hold it at the bottom. What this does is on the previous video that I shared with you, we talked about motion creates emotion. And when you get into a power pose, it interrupts the pattern, the memory, the physiological memory of that emotion. And it actually interrupts it. And if you get into a power pose or a more confident, happy, positive pose, then you automatically start conjuring that emotion up into your body and being. So again, it's a very powerful way to pivot, as I mentioned before. But what we want to do here and understand here is that when you interrupt your breathing, every emotion is linked to a breathing pattern as well. And I'll actually demonstrate it for you here. Let's just say you're about to get into a car accident. How your body responds to that is like, like you hold your breath because you're waiting for the impact, essentially, right? It's like your breath is just being held. If you're anxious about something, you tend to have like short, sporadic breaths, right? If you're angry, you're like, that's heavy, fast breathing, right? Every emotion is associated with a breath. So when you use box breathing and you come back to the present moment, the way I'm describing here right now, it's a way to interrupt every emotional pattern of breathing. So no matter if you were anxious, that's why they say breathe, relax. But this is why actually, because it actually interrupts the pattern. So when you come back to your breath and all of your attention and focus is on just your breath, now you've quieted your mind and your program in the past monkey brain that's been going on, that's been taking you down the rabbit hole and in a negative thought train. And now it quiets that right down, and we put that part of us to sleep. And in the present moment, you're infinitely powerful. You can have, do, or be anything from this moment. By the way, it's a blank canvas. Okay. Everything is possible. All things are possible from the present moment. And so as you come back to your breath, you're focusing all of your attention on your breath. You're breathing in, and you want to just feel, how does it feel on every breath in? Ooh, breath is life. It feels like you're alive, right? It's refreshing, it's invigorating. It's breathing actual life into your body and vessel here. I feel energized at the top. It feels good, right? And then as you let go, as you release, how does that feel? It feels relieving. It feels good. It feels lighter. And you just feel how does the air feel as it enters into your nose? I want you to trace every moment in the present moment. Oh, it's cool. The air is cool coming in, right? And then my chest, I feel good. I feel strong. I feel powerful with a lot of air in my chest, right? And then as you breathe out, ooh, I feel good. I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel relieved. I can let go of any tension in my body right now. Our body stores emotional energy in the form of tension in our muscles. So on every breath out, you can let go of that tension and just let go and reset your body. Come back to balance in this moment, energetically and physically. This is how you do it. The power is in the present moment. You can come back to this all the time, all day long. If Armageddon's happening outside, you can come back to your breath. Come back to your inner peace and vessel. And this is where you can create amazingly from. And that's what we're going to be doing like never before moving forward. But I just wanted to teach this to you here in this moment so that you can start to quiet the old mind, quiet the old self-concept and programming. And then from there, you literally have infinite possibilities that exist for you. You can meditate from there. You can, and that is a form of meditation, actually. That's the base and foundational meditation. But there's infinitely more things you can do. You can do affirmations from there. You can just think more positive thoughts from there. In other words, you can actually jump on whatever train of thought you want to from there. And it's essentially the ultimate way to pivot. Okay. So I hope this video makes sense. And I hope this serves you amazingly well. And understand that we're on a journey here. And however long you've been living on Earth, think in terms of there's lots of programming that has been programmed into your mind and into your subconscious mind. So don't beat yourself up if things aren't manifesting really fast or quickly quite yet. We've got to learn to just quiet the old part of us and to let go of it, to bless it and send it on its way, quite honestly, so that we can create the life of our dreams moving forward. Okay. So again, I hope this serves you very well. And if you ever have any questions on this, please reach out and email me at tony@mindbodyevolution.com. So with that, give it a shot and really just come back to your balance through box breathing and into the present moment. And I'll see you in the next video.